Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. There behind the glass lies a real blade of grass. Be careful as you pass. Move along, move along. Come inside, the show's about to start.
Networking Squared, Saturday morning. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jerry O, and always have been Al Crawford. Thank you for being here this morning.
And I've been that most of the time.
Have you? And Erica, you're too young to have ever been anybody else. So we have Maria McGuire here tonight. Today? Yeah, tonight. It's getting dark outside. It almost seems like tonight. She is the owner-broker of Remax Advisors, and she has been helping clients make their moves since 1989. She's located on 23 Mile Road in Chesterfield Township, and I want to thank you, Maria, for being here.
Good morning. Thank you.
You have put Networking Squared through the paces. There is a lot that we would like to talk to you about. I want to learn about all of the passion and compassion that you have. Probably one of my questions is, how do you find any time to sell homes with as many things as you're doing?
I don't sleep much, that's for sure.
I can understand that. Al, why don't you jump in here and let's find out a little bit about Maria. What did you learn?
Well, I guess what I can say is that welcome, Maria. We're really, really happy to have you on the show. And my first thoughts were is that when we do our background and we're looking at who the people are that we have on the show, the reality is that I've known you for 2 years because you host one of our chapters for a local business network. But really, I didn't know a lot about you. And I guess it's kind of intriguing to me that you really don't talk about, you don't really gloat or put it out there that all these other things that you're involved in. And I think it's an amazing thing.
Thank you. I believe that what happens in your personal life really drives your business and kind of guides you to what direction to help people.
And what I realized also is that I know you're in New Baltimore. The one thing that I noticed in my time in the New Baltimore area is that everybody knows who you are.
Been there since third grade. 53 years old now, so yeah, I've got quite deep roots in the community.
And I know I see a lot of your signs up around in the community. And now you do residential and commercial, right?
Yes, I sure do.
Okay, because I know I've seen a lot of buildings and vacant land and things like that I've seen your signs up.
Yes, absolutely.
We're reading and we're looking on this, and I know that there's a big tie-in for the nursing side of what you have done in the past, and you were an ER nurse, and I know that Al's wife is a nurse, and talking about it.
They both work. My wife works at Mount Clemens Regional, and that's actually where you were from.
Yes, I started out in pediatrics there and moved into intensive care and then into the heart cath lab.
Wow.
Now, that's a pretty big transition to go from that to real estate. What got you to switch?
Actually, I started off, I was just going to obtain my real estate license and buy a couple of houses, fix them up and sell them, and it kind of snowballed. Everybody started asking me to help them, and pretty soon I had 2 full-time jobs.
And how long did you manage both of those?
Quite a few years. Then it was time to call the nursing quit. I still keep my license up, though.
Wow, that's amazing.
So you had some life-changing events go on in your life, and Erica, you wanted to ask her about that.
Yeah, before the show we were talking about the Bob McGuire Memorial Foundation that you started. Do you want to tell us a little bit more about that and what it involves?
Yes, absolutely. A few years ago, actually it's been almost 10, my husband passed away due to kidney cancer, and I thought at that time we have to have something good come out of a bad situation.
Oh, absolutely. And I also learned that you do something very special with the portion of the closing.
Each one of my closings, I take a portion of that commission money and I put it towards the Bob McGuire Memorial Foundation to help families in the area that are struggling financially because of their cancer treatments.
Oh, that's a great thing that you're doing, and also it's helping pay utility bills too.
The biggest help that we provide right now is gas and electric bills. If people know that their utilities are taken care of, then makes things a little bit easier.
Oh
for
yeah,
them.
put your mind at ease.
So these are. So is it just for the kidney cancer? Is that those are the people who reach out to, or is it any cancer?
Any cancer whatsoever.
Okay. And how can people get more information about this foundation?
I actually just started a fan page, the Bob McGuire Memorial Foundation fan page.
Okay.
You can also call myself, 586-996-4059, or you can email me, MariaMcGuireTeam@yahoo.com.
Now, something that I had honestly never heard of kidney cancer before. Is it a rare condition? Is it something that I just never heard of it before?
It's not real rare, but what I did learn is it's very deadly very quickly. So the prognosis is poor with kidney cancer if it's metastasized outside the kidney.
We've had, looking at this, and I just want to touch on the charities because we've got a lot to cover here, but I know that you get involved in the Water Warriors, and that's for Special Olympics. And Al, would you explain where she rides on a jet ski or whatever they're called?
Yeah, so you had said you go from Mackinac Island to
St. Clair Shores. It's a 5-day trip, and it's definitely an endurance ride.
Where do you plug the margarita machines in? That's what I want to know.
We have plenty of cocktails along the way, that's for sure.
How many people do this?
It's averaged anywhere from 15 up to 40 riders at a time. We have support boats that kind of keep an eye on each of us, and there might be 8-10 riders behind each boat. And it's been a very good experience.
And how many years have you done that?
I didn't ride the last couple of years, but I did ride 7 years.
And these are jet skis?
Yes, wave runners, yes.
Oh my God,
it's amazing.
Be in shape.
That's you'll be in really good shape. Now, there's a thing called Desert Angels, and can you explain that?
Yes, last year I was contacted by Louise Downs, who started Desert Angels, and we had a packing party at our office. I believe we shipped out almost 150 boxes to our troops. And the community came together, our clients came together. It was an awesome experience.
So you seem like you're a catalyst for these kind of events. You're drawing people to your office, and I know you have a large office, a large meeting room, and you're bringing people in to help the community in many, many ways.
Absolutely.
So, it's pretty heartfelt stuff, isn't it, Al?
It's amazing. And now you understand why she is so well known in the New Baltimore community.
Yeah, it is cool. So let's talk about selling houses, Al, and let's talk the real estate business.
Well, one of the things, again, when in our pre-production we talk about is that I know that over the last few years, there's been a lot of things that have happened that are negative, and obviously that's never the focus of our show. I know that there's people that have real estate offices that have gone down, they've lost staff, all those things have happened, and the reality is, from your side, it's been a totally different story.
A few years ago, when our market started declining, I thought at that time, I've got to have a commitment here to help our clients, our homeowners, whether they're buying, selling, and I've been a very big advocate of the changes that have come down the market in the last couple years, and even as recent as the last month. So staying on top of the change has really helped. It's grown our office, it's grown our agents personally, and the help that we're providing to our homeowners.
Well, I was reading like distressed sellers, short sales. Is that the majority of the market today?
It's a big portion of the market. The biggest thing that I could say right now is 1 in 5 people are facing some sort of financial crisis, and they need to know that they need to get help quick.
And the reality is that you offer a lot of that assistance.
Absolutely. We've put together a website. It's called Support for Sellers, SUPPORT, the number 4, and then sellers, SELLERS.com. And it gives a homeowner all the options that are available to them right now.
And again, what an amazing thing for the community. So our listeners, and you are not just for New Baltimore, you're actually in the Tri-County area. And so any of our listeners that are thinking about or are struggling, we encourage you to go to this site and check it out and look at the help it can allow for you. Now, you also do something else with a class or something, right?
I'm a endorsed local provider for Dave Ramsey, and looking at how many people were having some financial problems, we thought let's put together a class, get people on their feet, help them get out of the debt that they're in, and get their lives back on track.
Right. Jerry.
You know, it is amazing. Does your staff help you do this? Or tell me a little bit about your staff. That's what I want to know. Do they think you're like Wonder Woman or crazy?
I drive my staff nuts, but I've got an awesome staff. I really do. They back me 100%, and I couldn't do this without their help.
All right, and you say that your staff is growing, so are you putting salespeople back to work?
Yes, our sales, so we've had new sales associates join us. Their production has gone up because of the fact we have a mentor group every Wednesday in our office to help the agents also stay on top of changes so they know how they can best help their clients.
And I think that is really important because things are changing so dramatically. I guess the other question I would ask then is that you probably have a very strong support staff from the mortgage standpoint as well then, right?
Yes. I have a few people that we work with. One in particular, Phil Semlo for Gold Star Mortgage. He is my backbone. If a homeowner's looking at possibly purchasing a home, they're not there with their credit, he'll sit down with them and help them.
Maria, I was reading here that first-time buyers are obtaining house payments that are cheaper than a rental payment?
In almost every circumstance in the last few years here, the renters, what they're paying rent, once they get into that home is cheaper than their rent payment is because the prices have come down so much and because of the interest rate so cheap.
Man, I need to look into that.
All right, we're going to talk about that on the other side. We've got lots of questions, and we're going to take any comments from Facebook. We're Networking Squared. Thank you for tuning in on a Saturday morning.